Hello, dear students. Welcome to the social science class of ninth standard. Today, we are going to discuss a topic from the unit Ocean and Man. The topic is waves. We are going to learn about the movements of seawater. Movements of seawater. You can see a picture of waves. Waves are very beautiful to see, isn't it? What is a wave? The up and down motion of the water along the surface of the sea is called sea waves. What is a sea wave? A sea wave is the up and down motion of the water along the surface of the sea. Now we are going to learn more about sea waves. Here you can see a graph about sea waves. You can see the summit of the wave, which is called crest, and the bottom part, which is called trough. The distance between two adjacent crests is the wavelength, and you can see vertical distance between the crest and trough. It is called the wave height. The summit of the wave is known as wave crest and the bottom part is known as wave trough. The distance between two adjacent crests is the wavelength. The vertical distance between the crest and the trough is the wave height. We are going to learn more about waves. How waves are formed. The friction exerted by winds on the ocean surface is the reason for waves. How waves are generated? Waves are generated with the friction exerted by winds on the ocean surface. As the speed of the wind increases, the strength of the waves also increases. Strong waves generated as a result of severe winds such as cyclones cause shelving of shores. Cyclones are natural disasters. They are strong waves generated as a result of severe winds cause shelving of shores. These are the important characteristics of waves. Now we know waves are the up and down motion of the water along the surface of the sea, and the friction exerted by winds on the ocean surface is the reason for waves. Now I am going to present you some pictures. You can see all these four pictures are pictures of seashores. You can see some construction or features along the shores. Do you know what are they? You can see they are boulders, mangroves, an interlocking concrete structure called pulimut in local language. These are the measures taken to prevent damage from sea surges. You know, strong waves can cause sea surges which can damage the seashore. To prevent damage from sea surges, some measures are taken. The measures taken to prevent damage from sea surges: depositing boulders along the seashore, construction of interlocking concrete structures called pulimut, planting of mangroves. These are important measures taken to prevent damage from sea surges. And these are preventive measures taken by human beings. Is there any natural preventive measure to prevent damage from sea surges? Do you know any such natural preventive measure to protect seashores? You might have seen this picture or these features along the seashores. They are called sandbars. These are a natural solution to protect shores from sea surges. Sandbars are the sand moved back and forth by the waves. It is a deposition of sand by the waves along the seashores. The sand moved back and forth by the waves is deposited as sandbars due to the particles being blocked by each other. This is the solution by nature to protect the shores from sea surges. Next, we are going to learn about tsunami waves. As you can see in this picture, they are monstrous waves that are disastrous. What causes tsunami? The earthquakes and volcanoes on the ocean floor generate monstrous waves that are disastrous. Such sea waves are known as seismic sea waves or tsunami waves. These waves move at a speed of up to 800 km per hour. We already know that wind can cause strong waves which can cause damage to seashores. Besides of that, the earthquakes and volcanoes on the ocean floor can generate disastrous waves that can cause damage to properties and lives. The term tsunami in Japanese means harbor waves. Next, we are going to learn about mud bank, which is called chagara in vernacular language. What is mud bank? Mud bank or chagara, it is a phenomenon that develops in the Arabian Sea during the onset or at the end of the monsoon season. Plantains grow luxuriantly in the turbulent, muddy water along the seashore during the monsoon rains. Schools of fish such as shrimp, sardine, and mackerel arrive to feed on the planktons and the mud, giving fishermen a good catch. This phenomenon is known as mud bank. We are discussing the topic mud bank or chagara. Mud bank is a phenomenon that develops in the Arabian Sea. Mud bank, it is a phenomenon in the Arabian Sea and it takes place during or at the end of monsoon season. What is the specialty of that season? Planktons grow luxuriantly in the muddy water. Schools of fish arrive there to feed on the planktons. This gives fishermen a good catch. So that phenomenon is called mud bank. So far, what are the things we have learned? Today, we have learned about movements of seawater, especially waves. We have learned that waves are the up and down motion of the water along the surface of the sea. The summit of the wave is known as wave crest and the bottom part is known as wave trough. The distance between two adjacent crests is the wavelength and the vertical distance between the crest and the trough is the wave height. We also learned what is the cause of waves or what leads to waves. The friction exerted by winds on the ocean surface is the reason for waves. As the speed of the wind increases, the strength of the waves also increases. Strong waves generated as a result of severe winds, such as cyclones, cause shelving of shores. But there are some measures which can be taken to prevent damage from sea surges. They are depositing boulders along the seashore, construction of interlocking concrete structures or pulimut, and planting of mangroves. Besides these artificial measures taken by human beings, there are some natural prevention measures, which is a solution by nature to protect the shores from sea surges. And sandbars is an example of such preventive measures. Sandbars are deposition of sand which is moved back and forth by the waves along the seashores. They are deposited due to the particles being blocked by each other, and these sandbars can be a solution to sea surges and the damage caused by sea surges. Then we have learned about tsunami waves, a phenomenon that takes place, a natural disaster which takes place related to ocean. Also we have learned about mud bank. Now you have some self-assessment questions to check your understanding. Define waves. What are the preventive measures against sea surges? What is tsunami waves? An enrichment activity also provided here which can help you to develop your skills. Write a note on mud bank. I hope you understood the topic waves. I hope this video was helpful to you to understand about waves, sandbars, tsunami and mud banks. Thanks for watching the video.